Hey guys, this is MrBobDaniel. Today we're going to be showing you a design I threw together for my survival world for smelting a lot of really whatever you need to smelt real quickly. And if you want to take a look here, we have 8 furnaces that will go off simultaneously on whatever you throw in to smelt. Just to take a look at it more closely, basically from over here on this side, you throw your fuel in on here and you throw whatever you need to smelt in here. It can be anything. And it'll go ahead and it'll run it through the smelter here. Now, most people, when they're making, in their survival world, a furnace, they throw it together. And you can even, if you want to make this a little bit easier, throw one there and there. And then if you want to make this even have more capabilities, throw that there and there. And then you can just grab out whatever you need. And if you want, you can even throw a chest here. And it'll automatically funnel through whatever's finished smelting into here. This is a really basic way of creating a smelter that will smelt through. There's a few disadvantages of this. If you need to smelt a lot of things, this takes forever. Secondly, if you want the EXP from pulling the items out of the furnace, you definitely don't want these here. Because if it automatically gets funneled into here, you don't get the experience for it. But the biggest thing is just time. I smelt a ton of cobblestone into regular stone, and going through this just takes forever. Now, to give you an idea on how efficiently this one works, let's go ahead and throw your fuel source in here, whether it's coal blocks, whatever you'd want to use, wood, I wouldn't really suggest, but it'll still work the same. You'll just go through the wood a lot faster. And then we'll go ahead and throw the cobblestone in here. You can also change these two out with trapped chests. So that way when you're loading them in there, you don't have to worry about it automatically funneling into the system. And it'll just sit there just in case you make a mistake and put something wrong in there. Because that will slightly jam it up. Now, once you don't have to, you can leave this on permanently. You don't have to wait for that to be loaded, because the system, what it'll do is it'll automatically detect that it's funneled everything from that chest into here, and then it'll automatically send the mine carts off to start loading in these furnaces. And that should happen. Let's take that out and that out. There we go. And as you see, it automatically starts loading them up. So that way they start cooking. Now, it'll automatically start funneling them into this chest. Now, if you want to collect your EXP, what you can do is change this from automatic to manual. Head back here. It's going to lock these hoppers back here. So that way anything that gets smelted will automatically just stay in here. And then once it's done, you can just pick up the item, so that way you get the EXP for it. Or if you're not too worried about that, maybe you have an EXP farm or something like that, you can just leave it on automatic, and that way it'll keep these funneling in. Now let's go ahead and take a look on how to build this. Now, first thing first, we're going to go ahead and place where your collection chest is going to go. And you can go ahead and just throw one down there. And what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and grab a line of hoppers. Now this is going to be 11 long. Now you're going to want to shift click them into each other, so that way you see the nice long row where they're all pointing right into this chest. Now next, We're going to go ahead and go into the fourth hopper here. Shift click once again. Go ahead and place your furnaces on top of those. Next, on the back of these furnaces, you're going to shift click hoppers into all of these. And then lastly with the hoppers, we're going to go ahead and, we're going to shift click them on top of the hoppers as well. Now next, what we're going to go ahead and do is place your building block there and there. Once again, you still need to shift click them into there. We're going to put a temporary block there and there, and then go ahead and put those blocks there, break those back out. And then let's go ahead and place a line of, there we go. A line of blocks right there. Now on these hoppers, once again, shift clicking, we place a block there and there, and then once again there and there. Now let's go ahead and place a temporary block there, and then you're going to want to go ahead and place a hopper into those blocks. You can next go ahead and take out those blocks. Now next, let's go ahead and place the rails. Now you can run into some issues if you build this a certain direction, like this is north and south. It is actually slightly easier if you build it east and west, and the reason is when you start laying down some minecart tracks, you'll run into issues like that. The way to avoid that, let's go ahead and place our first one down there. Now this side, we're going to want them angled like that. And then let's go ahead and place down these. You're going to shift click over the mine carts. There we go. And then once again here, let's go ahead and place that. And then our regular minecart tracks. Now you want to stop one early because you're going to put this one up there. Actually, nope, just kidding. Take that out for just a second. Place that there, and then you can break that one. Put that block back, and remove that temporary block. That'll make it so those stay like that. Now on this side, we're going to do something fairly similar. We're going to place that over there. We're going to place a powered rail there, and then place a powered rail there. You can then destroy these. Makes it so it's on an incline. They're next to each other. You don't have to worry about them connecting. And lastly, you can remove that temporary block. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to build the little circuit that will stop the mine carts when there's items in these hoppers. So let's place a block here and here. And then one there. Same thing on this other side. One there and there. Whoops. There we go. Place a comparator there. Redstone torch. And then a repeater. Same thing on the other side. Comparator. Oops, wrong way. Comparator. Torch. Repeater. And so what this does is it detects if there's an item in here, turns off that powered minecart rail. Once that's empty, turns it right back on so it can send it down the line. Next, let's go ahead and just throw a couple chests up here, one there, and shift click it into there. Shift click it there, and shift click there. Now let's go ahead and place a block here. Next, let's go ahead and just add a temporary, well, it'll be semi-permanent, whatever building block you'd like to use. Depending on what it is, when it involves chests that I have to cover up, I like choosing a block that has a stairs associated with it. So that way we can go ahead and place that there. Oh, wrong way. That's fine. And now we're blocked in. There we go. So that way the front looks smooth. That is not a solid block above it, so that way you can still open up that chest. We'll actually do a similar thing to this chest. This one, if you're gonna raise, have the ceiling right there, doesn't really matter. Or if you want to cover that up so you can go higher, you'd want to place one on there as well. Now from here, let's go ahead and dig out a 2 deep hole right here. Now let's go ahead and take out, if you added those, take those up. I put too many there. Next, let's go ahead and put a block there, redstone torch there, and a redstone torch there. What that does is it allows us here in a little bit when we power on or set up our on or off switch, so we can go ahead and turn that off no matter what. All right, next let's go ahead and we're gonna put a line of blocks there. That one goes there. Line of redstone going into there. Redstone torch there. A block there. Redstone torch there and there. And that does the same thing as the other side. It's just a little redstone torch ladder that'll go ahead and power off this no matter what, as long as this switch is down. There you go. See, it's off. So no matter what, if this comparator powers this block, that will not turn back on for that to power those rails. So it makes it so this contraption, or at least the rail portion, is turned off. Now lastly, let's go ahead and back here, we're going to go ahead and throw a redstone torch there. Next, we need to go ahead and change these to powered rails. The way we need to do that, once again, if you try to just place these there like that, they're going to connect like that. So let's go ahead and take that block out, put a temporary block there. Powered rail, powered rail, powered rail there. You can take that one out, put the normal block back, and take out that temporary block. Lastly, we just need to go ahead and throw a piece of redstone dust there. And that's this side completed. Next, let's go ahead and come over here. Let's take this block out real quick. We're going to put a repeater there. Let's go ahead and put that block back, and then we're going to put a lever there. And then we're going to go ahead and put a line of redstone all the way across. What this line does is it powers these blocks, which turn off these hoppers. And that will allow you to collect the items out manually if you want to get that EXP. Now that does need to be a redstone repeater. Otherwise, it will get powered by this block. And that'll be on permanently. So you can see there, we've got power. Let's go ahead and turn that back off. Next, let's go ahead and come over here. Let's take this block out real quick. We're going to put a repeater there. Let's go ahead and put that block back, and then we're going to put a lever there. And then we're going to go ahead and put a line of redstone all the way across. What this line does is it powers these blocks, which turn off these hoppers. And that will allow you to collect the items out manually if you want to get that EXP. Now that does need to be a redstone repeater. Otherwise, it will get powered by this block. And that'll be on permanently. So you can see there, we've got power. Let's go ahead and turn that back off. And at that point, or at this point, Now at this point, all we have to do is just add some finishing touches. Let's go ahead and cover all this up here. We can go ahead and add signs in to make this a little bit easier. Automatic, manual. There we go. And then on, off. Throw a sign over here. We can put fuel. Items. To be smelted. There we go. Let's go ahead and let's throw a minecart down just to check it out. Once again, we can turn off the minecarts by pressing that. And once it's finished loading all those items from that chest into the minecart there, it'll go ahead and send them on their way. There we go. And you can see it's going off all by itself. If we head over to this side, there we go. Once again, this is MrBobDaniel. If you enjoyed the video, please throw a like down at the bottom. If you really liked it and you want to see more, definitely subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a lot more of these videos. And I also have a survival Let's Play series going that's run off of my server, bobcraft.org. Anyone's free to join. So if you want to check it out, take a look. It's just a small group of people that we all play here. So once again, this is MrBobDaniel. See you around.